Welcome back to the Draw Step. It's been a while, but I wanted to make a video again and talk over this drawing of Liliana that I made recently. And I have to be honest, it was harder to write a script than it usually is. This series used to be about the art from the latest Magic the Gathering sets. But unfortunately, the last year of MTG sets have not been too inspiring artistically, to me at least. Especially Aether Drift really didn't hit for me. Also, with everything going on in the world right now, it feels weird to just talk about a card game. Seems a bit unimportant at this moment. On the other hand, I don't want to give in to despair suddenly, and I definitely don't want to turn this into a channel about politics. So don't worry, for the next 7 minutes or so, I'm going to focus on the positives. If you're an artist especially, I hope my story resonates in some way. So, where to start? I'm at an interesting point in my quote-unquote art career, in the fact that tomorrow, March 3rd, 2025, I start my first day at online art school. In the days leading up to that, I find myself reflecting on the past few years of learning how to draw and to see if my attitude has changed between then and now. And I think it did. For instance, when I picked up drawing about 3 years ago, I was very goal-oriented. The end result was all that mattered to me, both in terms of making a final product and getting to a certain level professionally. To be specific, my goal was to have my art featured on a Magic the Gathering card, and I gave myself 3 years to do it. 3 years. From a nobody who hadn't drawn anything since childhood to a top-level professional in a highly competitive and saturated industry that is the entertainment industry. Looking back, that was a dumb goal, at least a stupidly ambitious time frame, but I didn't know any better. Even though I was essentially starting from scratch, I thought, how hard could it be? Really? I'm sure I can learn how to draw like the best in the world. Like, how many artists are there anyway? I certainly can't name any, so if I learn how to draw, in 3 years, Wizards of the Coast will show up at my doorstep and they'll be begging for my help. So that was about 3 years and 2 months ago. I even quit my job back then, early 2022. And I spent every day working on my skills, drawing, making my own card games, just so that I had a project to fit my work into. I bought multiple drawing tablets. I even picked up acrylic and oil painting to get more in line with traditional methods that would translate into my digital work. So you can't say I wasn't serious about it. I honestly believed I could do it. And looking back, I have seriously improved a lot. But the Wizards haven't shown up at my doorstep yet. To be honest, I don't think they've had any good reason for it, looking at my work. Not just in terms of quality, but more importantly, if I give my portfolio a critical look, it doesn't look like one that is very well suited for card art. Some individual drawings come close, but most of them don't fit thematically or just aren't readable as card art. So what went wrong here? Did I lose focus? Am I just not good enough? Or did something change? As the 3 years passed, after making hundreds of images, I slowly realized that Magic the Gathering was no longer my end goal. There were other things that interested me, most notably my own work, my own projects. Magic has become more of a side quest, and I no longer care if I get to work for Wizards or not. Also, I managed to find a new job in the meantime, and it feels like a better workplace environment than where I was previously, so that's a nice bonus. Besides that, another thing I realized is that I've started to enjoy drawing as a therapeutic exercise. Instead of the end result that I was so focused on at first, I've started enjoying the whole process. I don't mind if it takes a little longer as much. The more time spent now means it will look better. And I like that it takes time. It has become my main hobby, so I enjoy spending time on it. This drawing took me over 8 hours in total, and I loved every minute of it. I worked on it for an hour here or there after work to relax, and when I felt I was done for the day, I closed my tablet and continued the next day. It's only through the magic of editing that it looks like a continuous workflow here, while in fact it was split up into like 7 or 8 sessions. Drawing and painting have become a great source of escapism for me, especially when the world seems to look more dark and grim every day. But again, let's not focus on the negatives. While writing this script, I realized I have a lot to elaborate on, but this will do for now. I also think this one was way more introspective than my previous videos, which were more about other people's work. So enough about me. To close out, I want to say it's okay to set ambitious and unrealistic goals for yourself. Maybe not quit your job over it, but try your best with the time you have available. It may bring you to places you didn't expect. And if you fail those goals in the end, don't beat yourself up about it. You still worked hard and probably improved. And who knows, you may still reach those goals tomorrow. Speaking of which, I should probably set a new goal for myself for the next 3 years. I'll get back to that. For now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time on this badly scheduled video series. Bye.